Fresh off a 85-76 win last night, the Indiana Fever is going to have a major decision to make in the next week or so, depending on how they play and how Aari McDonald continues to play. And we're going to talk about that right now because that decision could have major ramifications and an impact towards the future of this team this season. And it's going to be a decision that they're going to have to make. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. We talk facts over feelings. I am your host, Rudy Rodriguez Shomot. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Indiana wins last night, 85-76 over the Washington Mystics. A win that they desperately needed, led by as many as, 16 points. Saw the lead disintegrate in minutes down to one. A three-point shot, I believe it was by Emily Engstler, hits back iron that would have tied the game for Washington. And from that point on, Indiana was able to pull away. Kelsey Mitchell led the team with 24 points. She finally returned to the court. I mean, finally saw a Kelsey Mitchell who hit shots, 7 of 14, 4 of 7 from 3, 24 points. Lexi Hull with a huge second half after being scoreless in the first half. She finishes with 14 points, 6 and 9, 204 from 3, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. But this was the game that hardship player Aari McDonald changed. This game, Aari McDonald changed the second she stepped on the floor. It's funny, on Sunday when Ben and Daniel and I did Sunday Night Heat, her name was brought up. And realistically, I looked at him like, looks like a typical WNBA player, shoots 38%. And yeah, shooting-wise, she was 2 of 7. Didn't shoot the ball well. But she had 5 assists, 3 steals, no turnovers. She had some good dump-off passes. She created, she pressured, she brought major energy. She created tempo. There was so many things that she did that you don't see on a box score. And that is something that needs to be looked at because she enters the game at a 4-4 in the first quarter, for example. It's 4-4 with 6:19 to go. Over the next, Over the next 4 minutes, Indiana goes on a 13-6 run. Then they're up 17-10. She made a difference. She brought energy. She brought excitement. She brought passion. She brought a want to. She brought an attitude of, this is all I've got. And that attitude is something that the Fever have been missing since Caitlin Clark's injury that has kept her out for the last 3 games. They have a decision to make. And I'm curious to know what that decision will be and what will go into it. Because if Aari McDonald plays the way she plays and continues to play in that fashion, as long as she is in an Indiana Fever uniform, the Indiana Fever have a decision to make. And what is that decision? The decision is, who do we keep? Who does the Fever keep on this roster? I do not know the rules of women's basketball. The rules are different. I'm not going to take the time to try to figure them out, because when you try to take the time to figure them out, you pretty much figure out that you're wrong, generally speaking. But let's look at what Aari McDonald had to say last night. Here is what she had to say post game.
Felt good tonight to finally get back and just the team, the players, and just the fans, support staff. They all were very welcoming and make sure, I had everything to be successful tonight. And man, just shout out for the win. I mean, when your number's called, you got to be ready to deliver, and I felt like I did just that. I mean, but obviously I'm not satisfied, but grateful we got the win though.
Can you walk us through your preparation? Steph highlighted a lot where you're watching film on the flight, and then getting together with AK, and then I think Bree as well.
OMG. Oh, it was a lot. That part made me anxious, just coming in, not knowing the system, not really playing with the players. But yeah, it was a lot of film sessions by myself, just rewatching stuff, and a lot of film with AK, just asking questions. I feel like a lot of people don't ask enough questions. So just being a sponge like these last couple of days, and I think that's helped me tonight.
What specifically were you trying to watch on the film? Like the flow or player tendencies or plays?
Plays, okay. Player tendencies, where my teammates like the ball, and just, paying attention to the scout, being a pro, just paying attention to the little details.
Yeah, Steph talks a lot about like 0.5 second basketball. Just how does that fit in with the pace you like to play and just the style you like playing?
Yeah, just my style of play, just playing fast. When I was home watching games, Indiana was one of the teams I watched. I'm like, okay, I can kind of see myself, playing. But great system, and I'm happy that they made me comfortable enough to play my game. So it felt amazing and just exciting.
You hear the term all the time, like be a pro and stay ready, but I would imagine it's easier said than done. So as a competitor, what are you doing to kind of just stay ready, and what's that challenge to just challenge yourself in those moments?
But for me, these past couple weeks been tough. So I just been working out, just staying ready for my number is called, and just honestly just being grounded, and just not just basketball stuff, but just little things like meditating, just making sure like staying myself, never getting too high, getting too low, because anything can happen.
What have these past 48, 72 hours been like to go from not with the team to playing almost 30 minutes tonight?
It's been crazy, but I mean, I'm confident in the work I put in, the preparation these past couple of weeks. I mean, I know what I can do, and just the team made me feel comfortable, and they know what I can do as well. So, just taking that and just applying it to the court, it made me feel better. Just no pressure at all tonight. Just going out there and playing my game.
Where does that hunger, fight, whatever you want to call it, come from to just scrap for something when you don't know what's next? Like if someone tells you, okay, you're going to get this opportunity guaranteed, but nothing's guaranteed. So how do you approach that?
Survival mode. I'm in survival mode right now. I got to eat, this is my job. So, I mean, just got to be ready. Got to leave it all out on the court, and just, this is an audition, either for the Fever or for another team. So just playing my game and just being relaxed.
Right before you checked into the game, Joanna was talking to you for a good amount of time. Sid was talking to you in the huddle, Steph, everything like that. How big were those vets in helping you develop and communicating with them on the court?
They were really big. Just making sure I'm comfortable, making sure what to run and just what to put us in. Just me asking questions. I'm kind of like a perfectionist. I want to get stuff right, but I know it doesn't happen that way. But just want to make sure we all on the same page and everything is running smoothly.
And then I guess the last one for me. Mentality-wise, how much of it is just like, okay, I've watched all this film, but like I just got to go hoop at some point? Like defensively, I don't know if you're watching film on like what you do defensively, but how much is that just your personal mentality?
For me, just on a defensive end, I'm hungry. I don't like my person to score me, and it happened a couple times, but I mean, it was frustrating. But it's just next play mentality. But I mean, again, I'm in survival mode, so I gotta be hungry. Gotta have that hunger, that grit, and I think that just I've always had that in me. So I mean, you can't take it out. But it was definitely brought out tonight. I've been quiet and with that in my last couple of years. But I mean, tonight and this team and staff, it brought that out of me, and it felt amazing, and I had fun.
Survivor mode. She said that multiple times. She's in survival mode. Survivor mode. She is there to survive. She knows that her time isn't promised. Her time is not guaranteed. She knows that this might be a 2-week thing and she might be out the door. It is an actual expected probability that she in 2 weeks, in a week possibly, could be out the door. You don't know how much time she's got with this roster. If Caitlin Clark is able to play on the game after Saturday, Aari McDonald's gone. If Sophie Cunningham is able to play the game after Saturday, Aari McDonald is gone. She's going to get a couple of auditions. And her audition yesterday was fantastic. Survivor mode. That is how the Indiana Fever have got to play as a unit, as a team. Every individual has to be a survivor in survival mode. This team is not good enough without Caitlin Clark on an individual talent basis to not play in survival mode. They have to take every possession like it's the last. They have to take every dribble like it's the last, every opportunity like it's the last. She brought an attitude that this team was missing over the last couple of games. Heck, she brought an attitude that this team has been missing the entire season, if you want to be completely transparent. No one has played a game the way she played last night. Like her career is on the line. No one's played that way. While you've got players like Dewana Bonner who made ridiculous statements in the post-game press conference saying, better than winning is fighting? No. You're here to win. That was the most ridiculous and preposterous thing I've ever heard a player make after coming back from a big deficit, taking the lead and then blowing it. And then saying, it's better to have fought than to have won. That's crazy. Last night, they had a big lead, damn near gave it away. Would it have been better to fight or to win last night? No, it's better to win. This crap that people live on where win or learn, like if you lose, you learn. No, you don't always learn from losses. People get bad habits. People do things that they shouldn't do. I'd rather learn from a win than learn from a loss. Like I don't know what there's a mentality, and it's such some of these things are so cliche. But what is the Indiana Fever going to do if Aari McDonald plays like this again on Saturday and the Indiana Fever win again? She played more minutes than Sid Colson. Sidney Colson played 16 minutes. She played 27 minutes. What are they going to do? Are they going to sack the fuck up and make a real decision? Again, it's 2 games. Maybe they get maybe she gets a third. When would the next game be for them after that? They got Chicago on Saturday, and then they get Atlanta on Tuesday. Let's say she gets a third opportunity because of injury still. Let's say that happens. Energy is the one thing. It's the one thing, the passion, the survival mode. It's the one thing that you cannot, that's that one quality that we have not seen from other players on this team. What's the purpose of keeping Brianna Turner on this team over Aari McDonald based on what you saw in one game? And Turner's had 7 opportunities. And I'm not saying you cut Sid Colson because I would keep 3-point guards. I would cut Bree Turner. That's what I would do. Bree Turner could kick rocks and hit the bricks if this is what we're going to see. Does Indiana have the stones to make that decision? You got to ask yourself that. That is a critical decision for the success of this franchise this season. It is that simple. It is a decision that could shape the course of their season and their success. Because I will tell you this, right now, if Caitlin Clark is back in the lineup, your backup point guard is Aari McDonald. It's not Sidney Colson. You saw a major difference in how they played when Aari McDonald was on the floor to when Sidney Colson was on the floor. The numbers tell it. Sid Colson, -3. McDonald, +6. A 9-point difference. Guess what? They won by 9. They won by 9. That's literally the difference between those 2 players on the court. There are some decisions, and look, of course, this is off of a very small sample size. This is one game. But if that one game is any indicator, I saw more in one game from Aari McDonald than I've seen in 7 from Sid Colson, than I've seen in 7 from Bree Turner. That's reality. And one thing you can never take out of somebody is passion, fight, want to, survival mode. So you let me know in the comments, what would you do? Do you think the Indiana Fever have it in them to make that decision? My opinion is that they don't. My opinion is that they would cut her when everyone's back. And I think that would be a massive mistake. Again, I don't know the rules specifically to the WNBA because I don't know what it is for the numbers, for cap, all that stuff. I don't. I'm being real. But as it stands, if you have the option, the true ability to make a decision to keep Aari McDonald based on that one game, you better damn well do it because she's your actual backup point guard, a player who can actually handle the ball, a player who can actually play to tempo, a player who can actually come in for Caitlin Clark, a player who plays to tempo and continue playing to tempo. Let's see what happens. Fever are back on the court on Saturday against Chicago Sky, and we'll see from there. But man, Aari McDonald's the reason they won that game last night more than anybody else. Hull, Mitchell played well. Without Aari McDonald yesterday, they lose that game. That's simple. They lose that game. That energy she brought, they haven't had it. And if you have Caitlin Clark back in the lineup and you have someone that can come off of the bench and give you 10 minutes off the bench and not force Caitlin Clark to dribble the ball for 38 minutes a game and keep tempo and create, she ain't the shooter. She's not the scorer. We know that. Her passing ability off the rip is like levels better from that in that one game than we've seen from Sid Colson all season. Her tempo is better than we've seen from Sid Colson all season. Hell of a performance. I salute her. Survival mode. She was watching film. She tried to learn as much as she could. She tried to soak in as much as she could. Survival mode. Y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. This is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way, Women's Basketball. Come on now.